Hey all! From the title you might have gathered what today's topic of discussion is going to be. So this is why, before I jump right in, I would like to issue a slight trigger warning, because collecting dolls, talking about dolls and watching content on YouTube about dolls is always a form of escapism and therapy for a lot of us. Consider yourself warned. What sparked my idea for making this video is this beautiful little lady here, because MGA decided to switch out this Hello Surprise OMG Swim Line Coral Waves doll for a blonde Speedster doll. Now there has been a lot of discussion within the doll community about the fact that MGA decided to switch out a dark-skinned character for a more blonde and Caucasian looking one. Before I call a spade and do agree with the fact that this decision might have been fueled in racism, I would like to give the benefit of the doubt, because there could also be other reasonings for this. There might have been a surplus of a certain doll that MGA wanted to get rid of. They might have wanted to repackage Speedster because they had so many of her that this was the only way to make some coin back. That's why they also decided to repackage certain dolls and release budget versions of those. But within the toy retail sphere, there has been a lot of racism when it comes to dolls, because certain retailers won't stock certain doll types, certain companies won't release certain dolls. They might be darker skinned or have a different texture of hair. When it comes to Hello Surprise OMG, we just need to rewind to a few years back when Giochi Preziosi got the license to release the Series 2 in Italy. And if we just take a look at the commercial here, we can see that they failed to advertise Miss Independent. Now I'm very happy about the fact that MGA ended up releasing the dolls themselves over here in Europe. But as you can see, a lot of European doll retail is racist. One of the recent examples is the fact that I would have loved to have gotten my hands on the Christie butterfly dress basic Barbie doll that has been released this or the past year. But in Germany you can't find her and you can't buy her, because when retailers here in Germany bought basic budget Barbie dolls from this line wholesale, they failed to buy Christie. I was looking at pictures of her online and I was super happy to see a Usher face mold doll with this beautiful Y2K era screening that resembled our beloved Christie, but I can't buy her here, and that's racist. Now I don't know whether Mattel did not offer to sell the Christie doll to retailers, or whether retailers themselves just point blank refused to stock her. I couldn't find her in stores and supermarkets that usually stock the budget, basic and chic dolls. Another online retailer where I always source my budget chic dolls from, Spartoys, does not have her either. Another example that I noticed after the fact was, after having taken pictures of the store display for the Best Friends Forever dolls, you can catch a glimpse of Phoebe in the topper of the display that was used to promote the dolls and sell off the dolls in supermarkets. But the rest of the body of the display does not feature her, despite being part of the lineup of dolls. It's almost a way to omit a character from a lineup, so to make this one more commercially viable. Examples like these just show how far systematic racism is ingrained in the society here in Europe, that even dolls and toys are affected by them. Another thing that I remembered that I had forgot to mention in my video was, I recently unboxed these three beautiful butterfly art Barbies, and each box came with an instructions manual, and on those instructions manuals they only advertised Marina, Barbie and Teresa. And you might think that this manual was Christie, so they only advertised the other three dolls that you could collect as well, but no. These manuals each came with one of the dolls, and none of them feature Christie. All of this is just aggravating and frustrating as a collector, but it's also just saddening as a human being. think it's wonderful that within the doll community we have a lot of white allies fighting alongside us. But I also think that a lot of white allies use their platform as a way to gain clout by virtue signaling all day long, when in fact they need to stop talking, listen more, and give actual POC a platform to say what they need to say. Because as a gay/queer guy from the Middle East, I have been confronted with microaggressions and homophobic and racist remarks all my life, in my day-to-day life, and this continues on and on. And even when you confront these people with the fact that they need to just check their privilege, take a long hard look in the mirror and reflect over their own racism, they get defensive and play the, well, I'm not a racist, I do this and I do that, and I have a lot of friends from everywhere around the world, and I go and eat my dinner at the Chinese restaurant. And I'm just like, you do realize that all of the privileges that you possess has been built on centuries of imperialism. Like I had said in my intro of my video, talking about dolls, playing with dolls, collecting dolls is always a form of escapism. So to be confronted by the harsh reality that we do live indeed in a racist society, even by things like this, is just making my whole hobby sad in a way that I do not want it to be. So you might ask yourself, is there a solution to this problem? Now, one of the things that I do think is great, and one of the things that a lot of petty people like to disregard, is of course Barbie and Mattel. Because even in Europe, where if you go to toy stores, supermarkets, wherever you can find toys or dolls, fashion dolls are predominantly Caucasian and Caucasian presenting and have straight textured hair. But the only fashion doll line where you always get the full spectrum of us as a society is Barbie. Now, what I had failed to mention in my video is not that Barbie is like the only brand that has representation via diversity, but Barbie's availability in stores all over Europe is much bigger than that of other fashion doll brands. So they are the only real opponent to brands like Steffi Love that are super white, and the only way to actually get representation into every corner of every store all over Europe because of the fact that the brand is so big. So this video was a bit of a tough pill to swallow, but I hope I was able to give you a bit of a glimpse behind retail racism here in the European sphere of doll and toy retail. If you enjoyed watching this video, against all odds, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. I'll be uploading a video related to fashion dolls past, present and future every week. Please sound off in the comments down below and let me know what you think of in regards to racism within doll retail, and we might catch each other in my next video. Mwah.